Okay, Mount Sunapee, my home mountain, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So, the big news, Aspen slash KSL Partners or whatever has bought Interwest. They bought Mammoth, so that includes June, Big Bear, and Snow Summit. Uh, Basically, they're giving Vail a run for their money. This year they're not going to have a super pass, but I've heard that the year after, so that will be 2018-19 or no, this upcoming season. Yeah, it'll be the 18-19 season. They'll have it, and I mean that'll have Winter Park, Steamboat, Sunapee,
Sunapee's on there.
J Peak. It's
no kidding.
Yeah,
that's the home mountain, Sunapee.
Yeah. Stevens Pass, Summit at Snoqualmie, Mammoth, Mountain High, Sierra Tahoe.
Sierra.
So the big thing is, if you look at how Vail does their acquisitions, they try to buy something near a major metropolitan area. That's why they bought those resorts in the Midwest. That's why they bought Stowe. That's why they bought Whistler. They want Mammoth, but they didn't get Mammoth.
Okay.
So they settled for what they have in Tahoe. But you look at the monopoly they have in Colorado. It's all these major metropolitan areas where they can drive people in. But their pass has steadily been rising. And to their credit, as much as I hate Vail Resorts, the idea of a season pass that gives multiple mountains at an affordable rate, because the first year Epic Pass was $539 or something, unlimited, I had that.
Uh-huh.
And you could go anywhere and you had no blackouts. It was great. I mean, I think that year it basically broke down to about $9 a day, give or take maybe $8 a day that I paid because how much I rode.
Mm.
But it's one of those things that this acquisition, it's a fight for skier visits, and whoever has the better marketing and the better pass is going to win. And knowing that Aspen is behind this, I mean, now you got to look at this. They just bought Steamboat, which means they bought the trademark to Champagne Powder.
Ski Town, USA.
Ski Town, USA. They've got that. They've got Brighton, Utah, one of the best snowboarder mountains in the United States, hands down. Seriously, if you ever get the chance to ride Brighton, you need to. That is a snowboarder's mountain.
Yeah. Seems like it. I've never gotten a chance to go.
Oh my God! Every time I go to Utah, I make it so that I go to Brighton.
Dude, the Brighton boys in the building. I mean, all the
Bone Zone and stuff.
All the badass edits coming out of Brighton.
Well, and the best part is there's people don't even realize there's a bunch of backcountry jumps that are literally built 5 minutes from a chairlift and stuff like that. But they've put out so many great riders. It's so close to Salt Lake. So now you've got to think about this. They've got Salt Lake, Los Angeles, Seattle, Boston, New York, Vermont, for these resorts that they bought, and Colorado in there so they can pull from Denver. So they've got these hubs. Mm-hmm. And that's the big thing. I mean,
it's like Fight Club.
Well, and that's the thing with these season passes, that most people that buy them are only going to go 5 to 10 days on them because they're tourists. People like you and me, they make no money off of. I've calculated this year that I've paid less than $4 a day to snowboard off between my two passes.
Nice. Dang.
By the time I finish. So I should have about 175 days. Mm-hmm. Between my two passes. So they make no money for me. I know that. But from those people, they'll make money. But this draw is, you want to go to Winter Park. You want to go to Steamboat. You can fly to Denver. Oh, you want to go to Stevens Pass or Summit at Snoqualmie. You can fly to Seattle. Oh, you can fly right into Mammoth.
Yeah. They realize that people are less about moving to a ski resort and living there and working some shitty job and riding every day. And they're more about having a professional life and going on 3-day weekends to various destinations.
Exactly.
And I thought that was a crazy concept, but I have met a few people that do as such.
I know a couple people that have houses here that buy Epic Passes that live on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And they just fly in, they check the weather report, and then they just fly in for the weekend, and that's it. And kudos to them for having the money to do that.
Man, I'm stoked that they're using it at least to go boarding. They love boarding that much. That's cool.
Exactly.
They made it a priority in their life to do so.
And that is absolutely amazing. But the bigger, in the grand scheme of things, with me having a Copper Pass and Copper working with Interwest and being on the Rocky Mountain Pass, which would give you Winter Park and Steamboat, I can see that they'll continue to have some kind of package deal with that. And if suddenly for an extra 50 or $100, I can get Aspen, Mammoth, all these on a pass for 500, $600. I will do it because our season is basically over here. I could go to Mammoth for another 2 months.
Yep.
You know, and go shred. And
spring in Mammoth is the best.
And the other thing is knowing that they have Stevens Pass, which I lived at Stevens. That's another great mountain if you ever get a chance to ride. It's great. Awesome. Knowing the fact that they've got that, I could fly into Seattle. I've got friends up there. They could pick me up. We can go up and shred Stevens. I can go up for a weekend, come back, fly back. You can get tickets out of Denver to Seattle for about $120 one way. So for $240, and I've got the pass, all I'm paying for is food and maybe lodging if I don't stay with friends.
Yeah.
And it makes it more attainable. It's kind of like the Max Pass and how it gives you 3 days at every mountain too, for the guy that's on the road trip traveling around. Because you had one of those, right?
Yeah, I had the Mountain Collective Pass.
Or Mountain Collective, that's it, not Max Pass.
But there it is. Therein lies the issue. You know, the draw for it is that it's got all these mountains. You know. Well, and I got to one. I got to Aspen.
Well, it's the same thing with one of the sponsors of the show, Big Boulder Park. They're on the Peak Pass, and so you get Big Boulder, Hunters on there, Mount Snow, I believe. There's a few other resorts on the East Coast that are on there, but it makes it worth it so that you can go to all these different resorts.
I would like to take it on the road, take the show on the road, and really actually leapfrog around to all these mountains because it is an insane deal. Some of these pass options, if you have the time and money and will or want to get to there, you know.
Right, and maybe that's something we should look into if we can generate enough revenue. So click the affiliate links, and if you're a company, sponsor the show.
We take this show on the road.
We're taking it. We're going.
We're gonna your friends. Get with me and my friends. We can do this every weekend.
Yeah, you can hang with Z. I'm going to go be antisocial and ride by myself. But that's just how I am. But no.
Different lodges with Avran.
Yes.
In the corners of different ski lodges.
Yes. Don't worry about me. I'm lurking off in the corner by myself being antisocial and happy.
Lodge food with Avran.
Actually, that's funny. I was actually going to do a cooking show called Snow Carney Cooking Creations.
Snow Carney Cooking Creations, okay.
$10 or less on how to cook in a ski town and not die.
No, so I like it, yeah.
But,
We should do a cooking show.
Maybe this summer we'll do a cooking show. If you think Zach and I should do a cooking show, leave us a comment and let us know, because we're going to have some off time coming up in the next few months. So, pretty much.
I don't want to go back to cooking for reals, though. Let's do this.
Exactly. Yeah, me either. I like having my fingerprints. So this whole
buy up Monopoly. It's crazy. It's the new game, huh? It's all Sandals Resort USA, fucking destination life. Wanderlust life.
Maybe Club Med will come back to Copper Mountain, and we can have a disco in the basement.
But man, it's the journey, and some of my favorite snowboarding memories are traveling to other spots, of course, Yeah. And it's really the traveling and the new peeps and the new lodge and the new
right. So maybe if we can get enough revenue generated for this next year, Zach and I will do a little road trip around to some of these resorts.
Guys, invite us to your house. Let us sleep on your couch. Let me water your plants. Let the boys sleep on your couch.
I'm gonna be in a hotel. That's how I roll.
We'll do it Bear Grylls style, where we look like we're sleeping in the rough.
I'll be in the hotel, and Zach will literally be sleeping in the car.
That is actually a show idea that I thought about, where we go to a city and one person's kind of like the working man working at the restaurant. The other guy is out balling and checking out a city like that. You know how somebody balls out in a city. Say we go to Seattle. You're up in the Space Needle. You're eating in the restaurant, spinning around.
I've never been in the Space Needle.
Exactly, because it's for balling. So then we'll set it up.
I don't think it's even that expensive.
Is it not?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just every time I've been in Seattle, I'd go near the Space Needle and there'd be people on heroin, and I'm like, I can't be near these people. They freak me out.
Like that? I've been in some restaurants that are spinning around, but that was after long concerts and breakfasts after eating some shit.
Right. No, Seattle's a fun city though. I did like going down there when I lived in Washington.
Oh man, Seattle's super cool, and I've only been once or twice, but I want to go riding out in the Midwest, so I am kind of excited about these acquisitions. What do we got out there in the Midwest on these passes?
The Epic's got what? Mount Brighton and Wilmette. I don't know if KSL and Aspen picked up anything in the Midwest. I don't know if they have yet. But
so you're telling me with this Aspen acquisition, we can go Steamboat Aspen.
Steamboat Aspen, yeah.
Steamboat and Aspen on the same
You're going
ticker.
to like opposite ends of the ritzy spectrum on powder, but I would rather go to Aspen than Steamboat. But I lived in Steamboat.
So they sold the farm to all the crazies, the yokels.
Something like that. I don't know. Steamboat's a fun mountain if you're riding trees. It's very Japao.
Yeah.
Because you get those aspens and stuff, but it's also very flat, and you have to know where to go, otherwise you're going to get stuck, and I have gotten stuck up there a few times. But Aspen, every time I've been to Aspen, if the cost of living wasn't so fucking high to even live in like 40 minutes out, I would probably move down there and become.
It's easy to get stuck up at either of those mountains.
Yeah, well, suddenly I'd probably become Hunter S. Thompson, start drinking and doing drugs and shooting guns at my neighbors and sending stuff on telefax to people and dealing with the inner demons of Raoul Duke.
You could see the moment when the wave peeled back.
Yes. We were 7 miles outside of Aspen when the drugs started. We can't stop here. It's snow carny country.
In Aspen, man, it looked fun over there. Closing day just yesterday over down in Aspen.
That's true. It's closing day at a lot of resorts.
They have a base party down there.
They get loose.
They get
loose. Meanwhile, Breckenridge puts cops on the mountain and tries to tell you you're going too fast to the park.
Vail closed as well. They had a big old barbecue throwdown up on the top.
Yeah, Weston was there.
So
shout out to our boy Leo, one of the owners of Weston. Thanks for getting me boards. Thanks for hooking up the boy Z over here.
The boy, Weston. Thank you so much, and what a great year. I've been with him just about for this entire last season. I got on with him at the end of the season prior to this, and it's been quite a ride.
Yeah, man. And I've ridden their boards. The reviews will be coming out. They've got some really interesting stuff. And
big stuff. They had a great showing down at the Transworld Buyer's Guide, and we got some real people on the squad now, and we got some real good response coming through. And
they got the split boards, they've got the powder boards, they've got freestyle boards, all mountain freestyle. They've got a good line actually there, and it's not too saturated. So they
were up there throwing a good old fashioned end all barbecue.
And that's the cool thing. They're about building a community with their brand, and they've got that tiny house and everything like that. So
tiny house did work this winter.
Hey, you know what? That's what we should do. We should just convince Weston to take us in the tiny house to all the different resorts on the pass, and we'll make it a Weston and Angry tour, and we'll podcast as we go. There we go. I'm thinking, Leo, I know you're listening to this. Talk to me. We'll work something out. Yeah. There you go. That's how we're gonna fund this. That's exactly how we're gonna do it.
We can bust out cardboard and do old fashioned breakdance for.
Well, you are Asian, so you're like
Rio is XBC1 breakdancer official. Rio Leo, he's Rio Leo 1, and boy got moves.
Serious?
Boy's got moves.
Oh my god.
Boy's got moves.
We'll bring Carlo, my old roommate, because he films B-boys, and there you go. Those two can just be like the Asian contingent of filming B-boys, and you and I will go snowboard. Yeah, it'll be snowboarding and breakdancing.
I mean, snowboarding and breakdancing are so similar. They're like these moves with style,
especially Marcus Cleveland. Look at him like twisting and flipping.
It's all just like dance and like crazy acrobatic dance though.
Yeah.
With a it must be as fucking tight as you can make it. As sweet, and it's like this kind of competitive, party atmosphere and idea, but still like who's the baddest,
Oh yeah, no.
So I can't break dance. I'm too big. My wrists suck. My shoulders suck now. I'm pretty good at freezes though.
Well, the real question is, are you the tallest Asian on Earth? I mean, you're like on that Yao Ming level.
On that board, yeah. All the jumps that look small, it's.
Whenever I need to gauge height, I just make
I'm a big man in a small man's world.
I just make Zach stand next to me. Hey, Zach, I need to know how big this is. Go stand over there. Okay, good. That's great.
Yep.
Okay, I can hit that. Oh, no, I can't hit that. It's too big. Yeah. No, it's great. So, anyways, next year, they're not offering the big Mega Pass, but the year after that, that's going to be the interesting one, and that might be the year that we take Angry on the road if we keep this podcasting thing going. So, give us some comments. Ask us some questions. See if we should come visit you at your resort.
Yeah, amen. We could take some road trips because there's no better conversations than on when you're on a road trip. You end up finding like these crazy topics to discuss. Which everybody is.
There you go. We'll start a new series, snowboarders and cars.
Snowboarders and cars.
Snowboarders and cars. It'll be Zach and I. I'll have to get a driver's license.
I'll have to get a car.
Well, yeah, somewhere along that way, we'll figure this out. Maybe we can get a car company to sponsor this, but I'll get a driver's license. Zach will get a car, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we could ride on my mini bike.
Oh my god, dude,
Dumb and Dumber style.
We should make that edit, yeah.
Actually, maybe that's what we should do. We should film us going. Once I get it running, I got to rebuild the motor. You and me sitting on that thing trying to ride up to the base and just.
That's what the Aspen buy is like Dumb and Dumber comes to town.
Yeah.
Shit, they're fucked.
They're fucked. It's so funny. But anyways, yeah. So Aspen KSL. Got some stuff going on. We're going to see how this develops. I'll have an article up on the website breaking down like square footage or square acreage, lifts, terrain, stuff like that in major metropolitan areas here probably the next few days. I've just been working on some other projects. Plus, we're about to get a fucking shit ton of powder, and I love riding powder, so...
Springtime POW, baby.
Hot POW is the best.
Ooh, it's so good. You gotta go.
But we're going to break off from here and segue into our next segment after this commercial break.